Hi, this is Mrs. Ewert, Advisor of Business Professionals of America, and I hope by watching this video you'll learn a little bit about our association. What is BPA? BPA stands for Business Professionals of America, and it is a national career and technical student organization. There's 25 different states in the United States that is involved in BPA. There's over 50,000 members nationally, over 2,700 chapters. Michigan has about 4,000 members, and last year our local BPA chapter had about 15 students. The mission of Business Professionals of America is to help students contribute to the preparation of a world-class workforce through the advancement of leadership, citizenship, academic, and technological skills. So we try to incorporate those things into what we do. If you're interested to learn more about BPA, they do have a website. The National Association's web address is bpa.org, and Michigan also has a website. And Michigan's website is michiganbpa.org. Both associations have videos available if you want to learn more about BPA. We also have a local website that you can learn more about our local chapter. Our web address is www.bpa.org/news/1058. Mrs. Ewert has it linked on her website if you're interested, and I think Miss Rowe does as well. So what is it that we do? One of the things that we do is we compete. Basically, the idea behind BPA is we're trying to give you a place where you can take what you're learning in the classroom and you can apply it to a competition. So we have 3 different levels of competition. The first competition we'll go to is regionals, and it will be held on January 9th, 2016. It's on a Saturday at Mount Pleasant at Central Michigan University. Last year, these are pictures of Kennedy Shea. She placed in 2 events. Porter Brown placed in an event, so did Katie Walters. And you basically go over to this competition. You've prepared in advance for at least 2 different events, so you kind of know what your test is about and what you're going to be doing. You compete, and then at the end of the day, they have an awards ceremony, and if you are in the top 6 of each event, you are recognized on stage, and if you do place at the regional level, that qualifies you to advance to the state level. 3 students last year qualified at the regional level, and it was Kennedy Shea, Porter Brown, and Katie Walters. So they were allowed to advance to the state conference. The state conference is held in Grand Rapids in March. This year's March 18th through the 20th. And we basically go down for 3 nights. We stay in a hotel, and you compete in the same events that you competed in at the regional level. The difference is it's more competitive because everyone that you're competing against also placed in their events at their regional level. So you're competing against about 50 other people probably per event. These 3 students last year, all of them placed at the state level. First time ever for Beaverton that every student that went to state placed at the state level. But when you do get to state to place to go to nationals, you have to place high enough. So Kennedy and Porter had just missed the level they needed to advance to nationals. Katie actually missed it as well, but because somebody else didn't go to compete at nationals, she was notified that she was allowed to go ahead and compete at nationals. So she got to advance. Last year, Nationals was in Anaheim, California. This year, Nationals is in Boston, Massachusetts. So here's a picture of Katie at Nationals. She'd never ridden on a plane before. Since we're in California, we got to go to Hollywood. We had some free time. We got to enjoy that. She did place nationally. She got on stage. That was pretty cool. And there's a picture of her competing in her event there as well. So we've had many students that have advanced to Nationals, and that would be a great goal, is to try to get to Boston in May. If you don't qualify, let's say you're a junior or a sophomore, if you don't qualify for nationals this year, nationals changes every year. In 2018, it'll be in Dallas, 2017 in Orlando, 2019 in Anaheim. So it gives you a goal for something to shoot for. But those are the 3 levels of competition. What kind of competition are you competing in? Well, there's all kinds of different tests that you can compete in. There's objective tests, which are like Scantron tests. You circle the bubbles, you study for something. An application test is when you're actually either on a computer doing some kind of project, or maybe if it's in accounting, you're journalizing entries. Essays. There are some events where you actually write a report in advance, you send it in advance, and you would do a presentation on your report the day of the competition. There are events where you give a presentation. It might be a speech. You might have a PowerPoint presentation that you give to a group of judges. And there's also interviewing. So you would fill out a resume and a cover letter in advance, and then the day of the event, you are interviewed. So you will get to select the 2 events that you would be interested in. There's many categories of events. Finance tends to be the students that are in my accounting classes usually would fall into the finance category. There's fundamental accounting, there's advanced accounting, there's payroll accounting. If you're interested with working with spreadsheets, that's also in this area. Business administration deals with more of your computer related Office 2013. There's contests with word processing and spreadsheets and database integrated Microsoft Office applications. Digital communication and management marketing and communication is where your speeches and your presentations would fall. So basically, the classes that we have here at school would help you prepare for many of the different events. Outside of competition, what else do we do? Well, we need to fundraise because when we go to these events, regional, state, or nationals, it does cost money for us to go. Students have to basically pay their own way. So we provide opportunities for them to raise their money. We also have study sessions to help you prepare for those events. And if the group decides to, we can do other things as well. A few years ago, we went to a Pistons game. There's also scholarships available to students that might be interested in BPA. Northwood University offers scholarships. Katie Walters got a couple of scholarships, I think, for Northwood by just participating. Davenport University, and there's many other schools out there. So if you are looking at a specific school, you might want to ask, do they offer BPA scholarships? If you're thinking that, Beaverton students, how well could we do in BPA? We have done very well. The names of these students on this slide are names of people that have actually gone to nationals and placed at nationals. So we've had many over the course of the years. We've had many students qualifying for nationals, 29 of them, in fact, that maybe didn't place at the national level, but they qualified high enough to compete at nationals. So we've been to places like San Antonio, Washington, D.C., Phoenix, New York City, Orlando, Cincinnati. It is possible for Beaverton students to advance through BPA. So why should you join BPA? Students often tell me it's fun. They wish they wouldn't have waited till their senior year because they do have fun once they're involved in it. They like that they get to meet people in our school that are in BPA. They also like that they meet people from other schools when we go to these competitions. They also come back and they say it's great because I can gain scholarships from being in BPA, or I feel like I'm better prepared to apply for jobs because BPA looks good on my resume. So there's many reasons why you might want to join BPA. So if you're interested, how do you become a member? Your teacher has a membership application. You would need to get that form. It needs to be completed, it needs to be signed by a parent, and it needs to be returned. And there is a $30 membership fee to become a member of BPA. The $30 doesn't stay here in Beaverton High School. It's a national association, so part of that money goes to the National Association, part of it goes to the State of Michigan's association, part of it goes to regionals. So that money goes outside of our building to help become part of BPA. And there's a couple of videos that your teacher will show you about BPA. There's one at the national website. We also have a local one that you can watch as well. And if you're interested, please see your teacher's website for links to our local chapter. So consider joining Beaverton BPA. You'll be glad that you did.